Greetings builders, Daniel here and welcome to another top 3 video where every week I choose a topic and show you my 3 favorite builds of it. Today's theme is for those who like a little chill. I'm talking about the code builds, and if you wanna try any of those you can find links for the POBs and complete guides in the video description. And if this video helps you, please leave a thumbs up to support the channel. Thank you very much and let's get into it! Let's start with the explosive Ice Strike Invoker with the Monk class. Ice Strike is a powerful skill that dashes towards enemies and hit them with ice damage, but when combined with Heart of Ice it grants a destructive chain reaction of explosions. To visit the pros of this build, I'll start with how simple it is to play it. You just need to click on packs of monsters to explode the whole screen. You don't need to manage many skills or mechanics. Here is just a simple hit to kill. Another great thing about this build is the survivability. We have armor, evasion and energy shield for a very safe gameplay. Yet another pro is the boss damage. With this build we get very consistent single target damage that is capable of killing tier 15 bosses really fast while keeping them frozen the whole time. Now to visit the cons, I'll have to say that even though this build has a great clear speed because of the chain reaction of explosions, you're going to spend some seconds running from pack to pack. This happens because you kill so many monsters ahead of you that it gives that feeling of an empty map. Talking about the budget, this build is cheap. You can get it destroying low tier maps with only around 60 exalteds. To advance to mid tier maps I recommend around 100 exalteds, and for the high tier around 5 divines. This might look expensive, but before advancing to high tier maps you're going to drop a lot of exalted orbs on low tier ones. Don't forget that on poebuilds.net you can find a list with all the equipment that you need to buy for this build, with direct links for examples being sold by other players. We only need one mandatory unique item for this build, the pulsar count ring that causes tilt enemies to shatter as if they were frozen. This combined with Heart of Ice and the right support gems causes this chain reaction of explosions. For clear speed I'll give this build 9 out of 10. You dash towards enemies and explode the whole screen with only one click. It's super satisfying to play this build. The boss damage is awesome and deserves 10 out of 10. Placing your bell close to bosses will grant you so many buffs and so many debuffs on your enemy that you're going to achieve a big amount of DPS even with low investment. For this survivability I'll also give it 9 out of 10. Here you have over 70% chance to evade, 65% armor and even a big energy shield. When the build's complete it's hard to die even on high tier maps. Next we have the super fast and strong explosive Ice Shot Deadeye with the Ranger class. Ice Shot is a skill that fires an ice projectile that not only hits enemies but also shatters in smaller fragments, dealing damage to whole packs of monsters. When we combine this with the right support gems and a unique item, the result is what you're seeing right now. To visit the pros of this build I would start with its clear speed. We just run through maps exploding packs and packs of monsters with 1 or 2 hits. It's amazing to farm currency here. Another great thing about this Ice Shot Deadeye is that we can deal a lot of single target damage with simple and easy to play build. No need of any custom critical shenanigans. Now to visit the cons I have to say that this build is very dependent on evasion. But don't get me wrong, we can kill enemies from far away and have 90% of evasion chance. But since we have close to 0 energy shield and no armor, if we can't evade a physical hit, it takes a good amount of our HP. Talking about the budget, this build is cheap. You can get it destroying low tier maps with only around 50 exalteds. To advance to mid tier maps I recommend around 110 exalteds, and for the high tier ones around 4 divines. This might look expensive, but before advancing to high tier maps you're going to drop a lot of exalted orbs on low tier ones. We only need one mandatory unique item for this build, the pulsar count ring that causes tilt enemies to shatter as if they were frozen. This combined with Heart of Ice and the right support gems causes this chain reaction of explosions. For clear speed I'll give this build 10 out of 10. You just explode packs and packs of monsters and collect the goodies from the floor. Deadeye also grants a good amount of speed because of Tailwind, helping even more on your currency farm. The single target damage is great and deserves 9 out of 10. Combining the right buffs and debuffs, Ice Shot can kill tier 15 bosses in 2 or 3 seconds. It's very simple and satisfying. For the survivability, I also give it 9 out of 10. We have over 90% chance to evade and we are far from danger almost 100% of the time. It's the kind of build where you can just let your mind go while clearing endless wastestones. And in first place we have the incredibly strong Frost Minions Infernalist with the Witch class. With so many improvements to minion builds in the last patches, it's time for us to have a mid-budget version capable of destroying all content without breaking a sweat. To list the pros of this build, I'll have to start saying that this one is not only capable of dealing a big load of damage but also keep enemies frozen into place for maximum comfort. It's a great combination of clear speed, boss damage and survivability. The best part is that you can easily clear T4 simulacrums for a big profit. Now to list the cons, the main issue of this build is its affordability. For it to work properly you need to raise your minions level to at least 35, which is not cheap. Talking about the budget, as I just mentioned, this build is expensive. You need to invest at least 15 divine orbs to make it work. We need 3 mandatory unique items for this build. The first and most important is a Trained Timber Mace that grants +3 to level of all minions. Next, we also need the Mortar Invictus body armor with maximum life and spirit. This way we can get a good amount of energy shield, elemental resistance, maximum life and spirit on a single item. Finally, we also need the Bones of World boots that reduce the amount of spirit your minions reserve, granting a big undead army. For clear speed, I'll give this build 9 out of 10. With the recent minion change, we can just sleep slam the whole map while our minions teleport close to us and destroy everything nearby. It's a lot more satisfying than before. The single target damage is amazing and deserves 10 out of 10. We have 20 minions dealing tens of thousands of damage per second. It destroys even the biggest bosses in a blink of an eye. For the survivability, I also give it 10 out of 10. We have a big pool of energy shield, green fist, a minion that takes 20% of the damage for us, and a minion army ready to destroy everything that gets near you. And that's it for today, guys. What did you think about those cold builds? Please take a second to tell me in the comments and leave a thumbs up to support the channel. I wish you guys an amazing day and don't forget to keep building!